That's disqualification on both counts.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that was well cited, Brad.
You know tennis is a cheap sport when two black girls from the projects can make it.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny.
And I'm Garrick.
And this is the show where we game-ified virality. We got another great one for you this week. Who do we have?
We have Brandon Taylor, and returning now for his second bout in the ring, Brad Kofman.
It's going to be a pulse pounder for you guys. We'll get you some socials for us right around here. We are at Moneyline Show on Instagram. We are, of course, putting episodes up on Spotify if that's the way that you want to get it. But I don't see any reason why we should waste any more time, G-Man. And let's get to it. How about it, huh?
Yeah, let's go ringside.
Dollars on the board, Brad. How do you feel?
I feel Spanish.
All right. And our challenger right here, this is Brandon Taylor. Brandon, how you doing? How do you feel? Tell the people what is up.
What's good, people? How y'all feeling out there?
Let's take it to the realm of bowling. Okay, bowling, that can be a sport that gets kind of serious and competitive and probably deserves to be an Olympic sport.
We're in the pavilion at Manhattan Beach, and you're looking at Christy Ellison. She's up now in the 10th frame.
What are these two?
Needs 2 strikes to win the match.
$200 down on a spare.
200 on a spare. You're going to be
this
getting.
dude's getting a strike, $200. That's the lead singer of Poison.
That's a strike. That's a strike. Watch carefully.
The crossover. She'd like to have this final strike.
We got some blood here. We got some heat.
200 on pins just to make it interesting.
200 on pins for Brad.
I don't think she's gonna get another strike.
He's doubling down.
200.
Bunch in practice.
Oh, that's a miss.
That's technically.
Is that a real bowling clip?
Yes.
It's a real bowling.
That happened.
Because she knew like I knew. She was figuring it out. Strike.
Damn.
So you meet all sorts at the fest, and sometimes you even meet law enforcement.
Hypothetically, what would I have to do to get put in some handcuffs?
Get arrested,
What could I do here?
make a series of bad choices.
Got any recommendations?
No.
He's gonna go free for 1, 2, 3, 4, $500.
Kaufman's putting $500 on going free.
I'm gonna match the 3 for gold free. He doesn't even look like he's seriously about trying to get arrested. He's not dedicated to getting arrested.
You ladies know what to do. Do you want to press charges? Sorry, you like work for the event or something? You look spankable. You guys allow that?
Don't be rude and violate other people's privacy. That's not okay.
What if I liked it?
He goes free!
Goes free.
Any crazy fest stories, anything like that ever happened to any of y'all?
Yeah.
It looks like it's a traumatic memory for you. You don't have to share if you don't want to.
No, one time I was like 19. I went to this 3-day music festival up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
We drove up, and my cell phone died immediately. And I couldn't find the people I was staying with, so I was just like nomading it around.
Oh my God.
You know, I don't remember much.
That might be a sign that it was okay.
I think, yeah, I'm sure it was fun.
I got a crazy one for you too. I'll try to keep it brief, but a while back I wanted to go to Lollapalooza with myself and all my friends, and they got tickets and whatnot, and I'm about to drop money on the ticket, and it's not an insignificant amount for a young man in his 20s, his early 20s, and I'm saving up money for it, and I get popped in my hometown for a speeding ticket, and I can't afford to go because I got to deal with that at that point, but I really want to attend still, so I'm like, how can I do it? And I start researching online all these different methods of maybe being able to get in. I'm like, let's just go down there and see what's up. I get there the first day, and short story long, I hopped the fence with a very small, tiny crew and got in A-OK, hurt my shoulder pretty bad, but that worked out. I'm like, let's try again for the second day. And in the second day, they heard about all these fence hoppers, so they beefed up security and they beefed up the fencing. There were something like 3 8-footer fences that we had to get past. And I'm walking down Lakeshore Drive on the lakeside in Chicago to try and see if I can get into Grant Park over here and just cross and try to make a repeat happen from the day prior. And I'm like, this isn't going to happen. They beefed up security so much. So I'm starting to walk along. I'm losing hope. And suddenly I see this huge group of like 50 people. I'm like, oh, this is a little bit weird. And then I see this lanky, tall guy in front of them. And he looks like he's looking for my eyes. Like he's trying to make eye contact and figure out, what I'm all about. And he's like, are you sneaking in, dude? And I'm like, trying to. And he's like, join us. We got a posse. And I'm like, all right, hot damn, this is what I read about. This is where you just have to do it through attrition. Sheer numbers. There's more of you than there are of security personnel to take you out. So this time we're not dodging traffic trying to cross Lakeshore Drive, this massive highway along the lake. We are parting the seas. Traffic is stopping for us. And we snap sections of fences, and to my right 7 feet, to my left 7 feet, I see people getting pulled off, and I'm like, holy shit, because I know in the back of my mind, this is not just a little slap on the wrist. This is considered stealing. You're going to prison for it. You're going to jail at least for the weekend. It's not a fun thing. And I came that damn close. I got in, and someone hands me a pamphlet of, a brochure basically saying what the program is that they only hand out at the front. He's like, I saw you sneak in and jump over that fence. Here, take this so they don't get you. And I am just sweating bullets. I get in. I enjoy myself, but I'm rattled, and I decided, based on how much they decided to beef up security from day 1 to day 2, I'm not doing day 3. That's one of my crazy fest stories.
Who was performing that you wanted to see?
Cypress Hill, for one thing, was the big one I really
Cypress Hill?
Yeah, I love Cypress Hill. They're awesome. We've been dealing with law enforcement a little bit in the justice system. Now we're going to see when they meet cosplayers and when fantasy meets reality.
My friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there.
I have $600 on try to help.
I'm going to put 4 on summon backup. With an outfit like that, he uses the word summon.
Playing it out.
I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't.
Of course not.
Apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
He tried to help. Try the help.
That's funny.
Dude, that's one of those videos where it just gets, as it goes on, it gets crazier and crazier, which we're big fans of over here on Moneyline.
Graham Barrett. Have you seen his divorced dad's cards?
No.
Yes.
Those
are awesome.
We are going to New York City, which is a place that I happen to enjoy visiting. It's a lot of fun over there, and there's so much happening.
And today I will be eating this entire jar. 5-second rule. I am in pain.
All right, what is going to happen with our man here, with Cheese Ball Man? Is he finishing that jar? Is there going to be a pigeon that interrupts things somehow? Is he going to get arrested, or is he going to puke?
I'm going to say spew.
You think spew? How much?
I want him to vomit. We'll put 100 down on vomit.
100 on spew.
I'm going 800 on finishes the jar. He's got a crowd. He's not backing down.
Oh.
That's a crowd.
Look at that. That is a bold bet,
800,
too.
he said 800.
Right? You're going to power through.
Even if you vomit, you got to dig back in there.
Is that the final ball?
That's the final ball, baby.
That's a crowd. You could
Look at that.
Quite a
like
crowd.
5,000 people
That's
watching
awesome.
you.
Finishes the jar.
Did they all gather to see him finish the cheese ball jar?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the idea. That was part of the post at the beginning.
When he was finished, he the Trump.
Yeah, well, he says he's got a gluten allergy, so he's probably dealing with some bad shit on the back
Throwing
end.
up that whole way
Or
home.
both ends, maybe.
Yeah.
In this one, we're going to jump in the Wayback Machine as well, but we're going to fast forward a tiny little bit to just a few years ago, back when a certain fight was happening between one Canelo and one Triple G.
Hey, who do you got for the Canelo fight? Canelo or Triple G?
All right, just look at this guy. Who does he have his money on?
$400 on your mom.
Okay.
Let's do 4 on your mom.
400 on your mom all around. Let's play it out.
Hey, who do you got for the Canelo fight? Canelo or Triple G?
On your list.
All right.
Kanye was the answer, and it didn't go very well for him, man. We know that
Because he
Kanye.
hit his head.
What was the worst prediction that you think you've ever made?
On the show or just in general?
In general.
Something like that. Something that bad where it just really hits you over the head.
Yes.
That I would own a private jet by now.
I think we thought we would own a number of things by now that we don't.
This is that.
Putting $500 on the Cubs to win the World Series in 2018.
28.
Oh, and
You're a fan, huh?
I am a fan. Well, when
2018.
2016 happened, I was like, oh, well, here we come.
It'll be
Here we
good
go
forever.
again.
right.
And the odds were not in my favor.
Taking it to our next one. I call this Ostrich Overdrive. Okay.
$200 on Bird Strike just because I'd like to see it.
All right.
I'll say he gets away.
Okay.
Okay.
Put 100 down on that.
Dude, he gets away.
I went to South Africa to propose to my wife last year.
Oh.
And we were on a safari.
Oh my gosh.
And the safari guide, English is a second language.
All right.
So I don't understand everything he's saying, but I do make out the words, be quiet.
Whoa.
So we're on the safari. We see hippos, we see alligators, and then we finally come up on 2 female lions, and they're just sitting there, and you think, okay, well, this is fine. They're at a safe enough distance. But the moment that lion got up, damn near let one go. It was the scariest ever.
I had a similar encounter with bears in Wisconsin, in the north central woods. Yeah,
Shit.
we were
Those hairy men. They can't avoid the scouts.
no, not at all. Lots of bears over at that scout camp. No, we were setting up the camp. It was before campers had arrived, and I'm walking down to Shooting Sports, that's the one program area that has a very long trail for obvious reasons, for safety reasons. It's a very long and remote area. And so I'm walking down the trail, starting to head towards there, and I see 3 little bears just walk across the trail. I'm like, oh, look at those little cubs. I'm like, wait,
Not good.
Where's Mama Bear?
Yeah.
Mama Bear is right there behind them. Mama Bear crosses the trail. It takes one look at me, locks eyes, and I'm like, I'm out of here. And I do the wrong thing. I book it and I start running, and I do not look back until I got to that trading post, and I lock that door.
Seeing cubs is the scariest.
Yeah, you don't want to get between them and Mama, and I could only imagine how badly it would have gone.
You got some girl with you who's like, no, I know they're going to be friendly with me.
Yeah,
You're
unfortunately,
like, oh my God, this is going to get me killed.
you guys are within a boxing ring, and I want to deal with these guys who are in the middle of a boxing match themselves.
I'm going rogue and picking ref. If that's an option, you got to go with.
All right.
How much?
300 on ref.
300 on ref for
I'm
Brad.
gonna put 4 on the ref.
That's Red Gloves right there. Red Gloves takes it. Red Gloves
That
takes
can't be real, can it?
it. Has anyone here ever seen a live boxing match?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I-
You haven't, Brandon.
I haven't. I would love to, though.
Does the one I went to here count?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Let's talk about that a little bit. There was a big boxing match that happened over here on July 20th. And Garrick, you were working some color commentary. I was working the DJ booth, adding some live sound effects and some royalty-free music as well to keep everything copacetic on this end. That was my first boxing match that I'd ever seen live. And, the first few fights were kind of cool. And then the last 2 especially.
Last 2 were really good.
Those are rocking. I mean, that was hot stuff. I never really considered myself to be someone who'd ever appreciate that sort of thing, but I was hooked. It was cool. It was fun, and there's a certain electricity and excitement that's in the air whenever that sort of thing is happening. And so it's really cool to have you two right here sitting in that very same ring where those fights went down. So for those who remember the late 90s and early 2000s, those were a different time.
My favorite day of the week, New Music Tuesday. Yep.
What's that? New Music Tuesday?
Yep, I'm getting ready to head down to the Best Buy and check out that new Jay-Z CD right now. You want to roll with?
Yeah, man, I'm down. That new Nickelback band just dropped an album today, too.
All right. 300 on Post. I feel like he's in some sort of early 2000s set.
I gotta go Post. Those floors look brand new. I'll put 200 down.
200.
All right, let's play it out.
I never heard of no Nickelback. We can check it out if they got it. Let me see what the weather's looking like.
Just
So it's post-2000. Post-2000 is the answer right there. 9/11 is becoming more of a topic that's approachable, whereas once upon a time, for a long time, you really couldn't talk about it too much. What's your sense of where 9/11 is as a subject and its tabooness within it being approachable as a topic?
It's a historical part of life now, so people aren't as sensitive.
Yeah.
Maybe unless they're like from New York.
I think unless it's a really funny original joke, it's kind of like an open micer's go-to for shock value.
Yeah.
Like, if you're at an open mic somewhere, you're going to hear like 7 9/11 jokes. It's like, we get it. When's the last time you heard a funny one, you know? It's like, it's got to be really funny and original.
Yeah. It's like everyone's made all the jokes about it at this point.
Yeah. What's left to say?
The problem is not that the jokes have been made, it's because you can't make this authentic to your experience.
Right, a lot of people who are making those jokes have aged out. You know, they're too young maybe to have witnessed it.
You can't make it authentic to you, so why even make the joke?
I know a lot of people who weren't even alive for 9/11 at this point, you know what I mean?
Right.
G-Man, I don't even think you were born for 9/11. Yeah.
Not
Post 9/11, baby.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
crazy.
true.
Yeah, so it's always been funny to me.
Yeah, for you, it's always been funny. My 9/11 story is I was in 6th grade when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
And they wheeled the TV into gym class. And they wheeled the TV in, turned it on. We watched the towers hit, and this kid Danny, like a little weird, was in the corner, and he started powering up Dragon Ball Z style. He was like, yeah. The teachers were like, "Should we turn this off?" Danny's starting to lose it.
My situation like that was COVID.
COVID was like your 9/11.
Right, yeah. So that was like all the teachers had the news feeds on.
Oh, like that?
In class.
Were you in high school?
I was a senior in high school.
That's crazy.
You got robbed.
I was a senior in high school.
We're not taking your situation as serious as we took 9/11.
Well,
even though more people technically died from COVID.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Technically, yeah.
No balls! No balls!
He's going to crash out 200.
I'm hoping it's police.
Why are you hoping that?
$100 because, man, I kind of feel the crash out. There's nothing stylish about this old ass Corvette, and the dude saying no balls makes me feel like maybe he's like, you're not gonna do it with the police there.
Oh, crashes out right there, hardcore.
That was a big crash, though.
Yeah.
That was for pulling out of a parking space. That was like a Lincoln Navigator. He moved like 3 feet.
He built up a lot of speed with that vet.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how stupid he feels when all he had to do was just go home?
Yeah, you know, he's drunk for sure. Yeah.
2 weeks before Thanksgiving, I was like 8. My stepdad had just pulled up to my aunt's house. He had a old box Chevy. He tells me and a few of my cousins to come outside with him, hop in the car. We get in the car, and my aunt lives on a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
He drives to the stop sign, the end of the block, turns around and says, "Put your seatbelts on." So we put them on. He floors it down the street.
Oh my God.
Hits the corner and puts the car on 2 wheels. We make it, obviously, right?
Right, you're here to tell the tale.
But that was my first time being with a drunk driver, and it was awesome.
It was awesome.
I love that.
Speaking of drunk drivers, I do have this memory of one of my dad's friends, Randall. I must have been 4 or 5. He's driving me somewhere, like not a far distance. Like we're going to meet my dad somewhere from like the house to like one of the stores down the street. And I remember he's chugging Miller Lite. And I'm like a 4-year-old, and I go, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to drink or drive. And he looks back at me and he goes, no. They just say that so you don't have a lot. A little's okay. And for like the next, until I was like old enough to drive, I thought, yeah, a little's okay.
Yeah.
Why can't you have a Miller Lite while you're driving?
What's the problem? Tennis dogs is what I call this. All right. Who is winning in this matchup? Guy in black, guy in white? The net is winning, or there's a disqualification?
The net. For 100, Alex.
I think he's taking him out at the knees. I'm going DQ.
DQ, disqualification for how much?
100.
Oh!
It's the nuts, not the knees.
That's disqualification on both counts.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that was well cited, Brad. Tennis, is it a rich man's sport?
No.
No?
I
feel like it could come across that way.
It can, but tennis requires probably the least amount of money out of most sports. I would say golf is more of a rich man's sport.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Tennis, you can get a racket at Sports Authority, if that's still a place, for like $15.99, and balls are $3.
Right.
You know tennis is a cheap sport when two black girls from the projects can make it to
Yeah.
Wow, what an excellent point.
I watched King Richard.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Did he
I
win
didn't actually
anything
watch
for
the whole
that?
thing. I just watched clips of it on TikTok.
Oh, you dog.
Did
But
he?
I feel like I did. He's done that same movie a bunch. You remember that like concussion movie he did
Yeah.
with football where he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
coach? And he's like, you cannot hide from the truth.
Yeah.
I feel like he plays that role a lot.
A lot of the videos within this episode have dealt with a lot of different points of the justice system just so far. Let's take a look at the sentencing part of the justice system.
You are not allowed to call him, text him, email him. You are to stay 500 feet from him at all times.
I'm putting 200 on surprise.
200 on surprise witness.
I'm going to put whatever I got left on non-compliant.
This is the last question.
I swear to God and all the Tony on a stack of Bibles, I will never go near him, talk to him, call him, or
What was
even
the
look
first
at
thing
him.
you were going to swear on besides the Bibles?
I don't remember.
She's hammered.
Oh, all the Tony, yes, sir. I didn't recognize your twang.
Have you ever thought of doing a stand-up routine?
I did. Well, if you pay me good money, sweetheart, I'll be there. I'm really short of funds.
Man, I got to tell you something. You seem like you have a great wit about you.
Sweetheart, that's the only thing I have.
I didn't call sweetheart in this courtroom.
Does that mean you're taking me for breakfast?
Let me ask you something, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
How have I done as a judge today? So far, how am I doing?
Not bad, but you could do better.
I got to tell you, you brighten my day, ma'am. All right?
That's what the last guy said.
This lady is fantastic. She gets out clean.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Do we know if this is real?
Yeah, I always try to prove for that sort of thing, and it can be tough in asking those sorts of questions like, hey, what's the deal with this? Totally legit.
From Sausage Party.
Well, it just goes to show why, because she sounds Jewish as f.
She does.
Hello.
She does.
You a sweetheart, honey.
That's what the last guy told me, honey.
We'll get some schmear after this and have a snack, have a nosh.
Guys, that is going to do it for our show. What a fantastic and fun episode. We've hit the end for our videos. G Money, where do we stand?
So, Brad, you are our big winner for the second episode
Again?
in a row.
I'm on a roll.
At $1,800.
$1,800.
All right.
Brandon, you put all your cards on the table.
I did.
You came up close, but sometimes it's just not how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, what did he end up with?
Spent.
0.
Oh.
Yeah, because he spent it all.
Spent.
Money well spent.
Money well spent. However, that's not the end for you, Brandon. We are going to be having. Well, if we were to have you back for the next one, you're going to start out with push-ups, absolutely. But here's the deal: we want you to come on back as a bench better to be involved in the show in other ways as well. And any special projects, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all follow me, official Brandon Taylor. That's all I got, man. I got some content I'm trying to cook up. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out, Brad. You kicked my ass. Good shit, bro.
Good to meet you.
Peace.
I got
and Brad, same for you.
Yeah, man. You follow me on Instagram. I know it's right there. My TikTok is Brad Kofman Comedy. I got a special I just put out on YouTube called 33.
For G-Man over here, I am Johnny Rock, and I'm saying hasta luego.